Hello friends, there is a large number of seafarers who have little bit of confusion, especially the newly joined. कि what type of account they should open? What is the advantages of NRO? What is the advantage of NRE or resident account? What is FCNR account? What is the NRE deposit? What is the FCNR deposit? All those questions we had a conversation with one of the HDFC bank team, especially from NRE department. So you may like to hear this conversation, and I'm sure it will help all the new joiners to figure out what are the various advantages of these different type of accounts. Thank you very much. Good morning, gentlemen. Mr. Jaydeep and Mr. Gupta, welcome. So today I have very extremely important question, which on behalf of seafarers, which they would like to know where to actually they should park their money. Related to whether it's a fixed deposit or whether it's a normal saving account, whether it's NRE or NRO or resident saving account, and what are the authorities which decide their status? Whether it's a IT department or it's a FEMA. What is a CNR account? What are the advantages of CNR? And what is the advantage of keeping money in a normal NRE account? And where can they get the maximum exchange rate? Because they see on the website, on xc.com, so many websites are going on. They see some the rate which they reference. Is it just a website or is it authentic rate or what? All that if you can give us, in briefly, so that they are very clear. Especially new journals, they have no idea which to open up. So if Mr. Gupta can give us, you are expert, I believe, in NRI department. So please give us your
Okay, so this is Deepak Gupta from HDFC Bank. I take care for the NRI product for our West region. So let's first start with how we decide whether we are eligible for opening a NRE and NRO accounts. So basically, the first of all, we have to understand that the accounts are opened as per our status. So if we declare our status as non-resident Indian, then we have to open a NRE and NRO accounts. And if our status is resident, then we have to open resident savings account. So if you are going for overseas and you are getting a foreign currency, you are going for the purpose of job, study, or any other purpose, which shows that your intentions are indefinite or uncertain to live abroad, then you are eligible for opening the NRI account. So that means ki if today you have got a visa, maybe for a longer duration, 6 months, 9 months, or 1 year, and your time horizon is uncertain and you're going for job or for mariner work or for any rigs work, you are eligible to open the account despite the fact that you have not traveled even for 1 day. Because your time period is uncertain, you are eligible for opening the account. So if a mariner has got a visa or CDC inbuilt today and he is scheduled to join maybe next couple of days for a period of 6 months, 9 months, or any uncertain horizon, he is eligible to open the NRI account today itself. Now we come on to the income tax definition of NRI. The income tax definition says that till the time you exceed a certain period of time as non-resident Indian working overseas. So that means you have to be there maybe for more than 182 days overseas for becoming a non-resident Indian, and then only you can file your income tax status as non-resident Indian. So these are the two definitions that we have to take care. However, the bank opens the account as per the Foreign Exchange Management Act. So if your time period is uncertain, you are going for a job, maybe a mariner, maybe for work, maybe for IT, so you are eligible for opening the NRI account. NRI account is opened for the purpose of sending foreign currency remittances in India. So whatever your foreign currency you are earning abroad, you have to send in NRE account. So why NRO account is opened? The NRO account is opened so that you can park whatever your Indian income you are getting in India, that can be parked in NRO account. For example, you are getting a rent or dividend or pension or any sort of interest, or you are getting anything in return, you have sold up a property, you have got a gift from your close relatives, anything XYZ which is coming in INR, that will come in NRO account. So that means ki all INR funds which are in India, they will not be directly parked to NRE. They have to come in NRO account. NRE account is fully tax-free in India when we say principal and interest. So if somebody has sent $1,000 in NRE account and he gets converted to INR, suppose it becomes 75,000 rupees, and then he gets an interest of say 5% something. So whatever the interest he is getting and whatever the principal amount he has got, that will be absolutely tax-free in India. So that is why the first thing, the NRE account is open to send the foreign currency remittance in India so that it becomes tax-free. In NRO account, your principal is tax-free. So suppose if you're sending $1,000 from overseas, or you are getting some 75,000 rupees from some source of India, you can deposit in NRO account. That will also attract a interest. So suppose out of this 75,000 rupees, over a period of 1 year, you have got 1,000 rupees interest. Now this interest will not be tax-free. Rather, this will be taxable from a range of 30% to 35% depending upon how much interest you have got. There is a bracket of interest. So that means कि in NRE, both principal and interest are tax-free. However, in NRO, only the principal component is tax-free, while the interest is taxable.
Account principal amount is not taxable provided the monies come from abroad, but not the Indian income. Indian income will be taxable in NRO, right? NRO.
Right. So suppose if you have got a rent of 10 lakh rupees, you have already paid 50-60,000 as a tax to the government. Now 9,50,000 is the net remaining amount in the NRO account. So you immediately take a help of your chartered accountant, transfer these funds from NRO to NRE account and get all the money tax free. So now in this NRE account, if you make a fixed deposit or you keep the funds lying as an ideal, whatever the interest you are getting, it will be absolutely tax free. We talk in terms of NRE account, banks give you the facility to repatriate these funds via 3 modes. One is you can come to bank, you can give us a request for sending the funds overseas. Second way is that in NRE account, we give you an international debit card. You can use your debit card across international ATMs wherever you want. You will get respective currency in wherever country you are withdrawing. In US, you will get dollars. And in respective other countries, you will get that same currency where you are withdrawing the funds. And third is a online mode, whereby we allow the customer to withdraw to 10 lakh rupees. You can withdraw per day from the online channel. Now, NRE account there is no limit on repatriation. Whatever the 100% funds which are lying in our NRE account, they are absolutely free. So NRE account is fully and freely repatriable. Now we move to NRO account repatriation. NRO account is not fully repatriable, it is selectively repatriable. NRO account repatriability is up to USD 1 million per financial year. Now I move on to the pricing, how you select the customers, how they decide when they have to, like, what will be the rate of credit that the bank will be given. They check on the certain websites.
They see some websites giving them X rate, but then they feel that rate given to them is not, maybe their bank would have given them a better rate, but company gives them a maybe less rate. So can you clarify that part? Very, very, very sensitive part.
Right. So it is a very sensitive issue, sir. Every customer wants that he should get a maximum conversion rate while he is sending his remittances. So basically there is a interbank rate. Suppose if ICICI Bank is purchasing the dollars from HDFC Bank, whatever the rate HDFC quotes and the ICICI Treasury is agreeing, at that point of time, that rate will become the interbank rate of that particular second. So this interbank rate keeps on changing second to second. So in 1 minute, 2-3 minutes, it can fluctuate maybe to 5 paisa, 10 paisa. So nobody is having a control.
Individual is sending $10,000 on his own to your account, and company is converting $500,000. Company can definitely get a better rate than individual, right?
Absolutely, sir. It is a right understanding. The advantage that a bank can giving to the bulk remittances, the same advantage cannot be passed on to the individual single remittance. So if the customer is sending $10,000, definitely I can may additionally pass on 5 paisa, 10 paisa better rate to the customer. However, if I am getting $2 lakh, $5 lakh in one go, definitely the bank can further think about to pass on additional 20, 25, 30 paisa, whatever we can do for the overall fraternity. So definitely getting the amount from the company is advantageous, right? Sending the individual remittance.
Okay. The rates which are keep displaying on the internet, on the Google VCNXC.com, so many sites giving the rates. Those rates are extremely high, and we feel that we are not getting that rate. What is the? Is it because of? Is it just is a website, or just it's a bank margin which is showing the difference?
So the rates that the customers or any client sees on the portal or any website, these rates are never going to match with any bank's actual credit rate. The reason is that the rates keeps on fluctuating, and the treasury always keeps the risk aversion margins and the bank margins with them. So whatever the final rate you are going to get is the rate that the bank is quoting to you as their INR conversion rate. So the bank will always keep the margin with them as a profit component, and then they will pass this margin to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gupta. Mr. Nadeep.
Thank
It was a very informative session, and I will definitely share with our seafarers so that they can take the full benefit of this conversation. Thank you very much for you taking the time.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Deepak, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.